What's up, everybody? It's Jason, Venturity Off Grid. Just checking in, project time. I did a little check-in on my Weekend Warrior project the other night. Figured I'd do a project to my other trailer. So I gave a little hint in my last video. We picked up a 24-foot iron bowl tilt trailer. And our plan is to, well, I want a new trailer, so I'm upgrading from a 16-foot utility I had. But I'm also looking to pick up some containers for our property, as well as potentially relocate some containers in tiny houses once we get full-time out on our property in Arizona, and also possibly buying storage containers and making a small profit hauling them up from Long Beach area, Southern California, up into Northern Arizona, where they about double in price. So anyway, tonight I'm just doing a welding project. Picked up one of these Harbor Freight Vulcan MIG Max 215. Got the Harbor Freight, welding mask. I'm a total amateur welder. I'm not really that good at it. It's a little frustrating. I'm pretty good at a lot of trades, if you say, like plumbing, electrical framing, and welding is definitely not my forte. I have the fortunate experience of having a couple of friends of mine that are pretty good welders. I think I got used to like utilizing their services all the time, and they're such good welders I didn't ever pick this trade up myself. I literally probably welded 20 years ago and never did again until recently. So anyway, just made the small investment on this thing. I bought it used. Luckily the guy had just picked it up a couple months before me, and I got about half price, so I couldn't really go wrong with that. And so far I'm using flux core. I'm normally doing like a normal standard outlet. I think we're on a 220 outlet tonight at the shop here. I'm still down in Southern California at the shop I used to help operate, but I'm doing some projects before I leave. So anyway, that's my welding table. Once again, Harbor Freight gloves. I mean, you can't really beat the price over there. I couldn't see investing top dollar on a Miller or Lincoln or anything fancy right now, or the welding tables that look exactly like this for twice the price at the welding shop. And that's my welding stool. So that's a camp stool with some pillow I found over here. So anyhow, what I'm building is some stake pocket guides. So I took a 24-foot tilt bed trailer. I believe it's a 16,000 pound capacity trailer. And I'll show a video of that in more depth, but I put some 10-inch, these are about 3, so figure almost as big as this, yeah, about as big as this. These are 9 together. So I put 10 quarter-inch thick, 10-inch wide, 10-foot long strips on the outside edge of my deck. It's a wood deck with some diamond plate on the knife blade at the end, and on the front, like the front kind of like the finishing frame, and then on like the kick plate that goes over top of the tires. So I have stake beds on the outside, which I'll show a better video, like I said, of that. So what I'm doing is I'm building like basically like I guess I'm building a stake bed out of metal, but like going the bowling alley when you need those gutters to help you get down the main lane there. I'm basically using my primitive welding skills, and I'm building little stake pockets, or I guess not stake pockets, but a little stake bed out of metal with a 3-inch rail that'll help guide our rollers or our skids that we have to get containers up onto our trailer, or other items, but mainly for containers. So the idea is that this will mate, it'll go into the stake pocket, and it'll mate up with a 10-inch piece of metal I put in there, and sit in there really nicely, and create basically a guide for my containers to be dragged up with the winch I installed on there, up onto the trailer itself. So I'm getting these things called skates. They're like a recycled metal or recycled plastic, like a skid I would call them. They're from the towing industry, but they make them for containers as well. And they go into the corner of the storage shipping container, is what I'm referring to. Go into the corner of that. And it's like a little canoe made of like recycled plastic, heavy duty, and you can drag them up a tilt bed for like a tow truck. If you have a disabled vehicle, they make them for that, as well as a container. So I also invested in some casters here. I was at the welding shop today spending my life savings on some metal. If it ain't wood, it's metal. If it ain't metal, it's wood, I guess. But anyway, I bought some ridiculously oversized casters right here. These are 2,500 pounds per each, so 25, 25, 25, 25, we have 10,000. I have swivels and brakes on one set. Those will either go front or back depending on what I'm trying to do to access these containers. And like I said, I'm buying this stuff to use for containers I'm picking up for my property. I'm going to put a couple 20-footers on the property for workshop usage, and maybe make a little goat barn out of one. A little expensive for a goat barn, I know, but I really like the style of the containers and what they can do. So anyway, that's the route I'm going. On top of that, I'm also doing 2 40-foot shipping containers, possibly 3 in a U-shape for my actual workshop on the property. I won't have a big house like I mentioned in other videos. It'll be very quaint, very simple, very outdoors-minded type of a person, but I do want to have a badass, pretty heavy duty shop. So anyway, these are brackets from my Weekend Warrior. If you guys saw that disastrous video of that thing the other day, these are just outriggers. This is me practicing welding. Like I said, I'm not that good. So, but practice makes, is that a roll of dimes? looks like some wooden nickels and some pennies in there. So anyway, I'm all over the place. It's new to me. It's not natural to me. I got a buddy of mine, Matt, help me out with a little bit on here. And I got another buddy, JT, Jason Thomas, just like me, same name, my good friends. They showed me a little bit of welding in the past, but I don't have a ton of practice, and practice is perfect, so I'm a long ways away from perfect. But anyway, so these casters, I have some other cone-shaped inserts that go into the corner of a container that will click into place, and they're on plates like this. So I'm hoping I can bolt them tomorrow when they show up. And if they don't show up with the right, or they show up with a different bolt pattern, I can maybe drill them out, or I can weld the plates to each other. So they're not going to become a multifaceted thing. So if I weld them to here, that's fine. These welds look a little cleaner than mine. So this is like putty compared to mine. So I'm not really sure how you make it look that pretty, but maybe time I'm like 65, 70 years old, I'll get to that level. But anyway, so I'm doing some projects down here. Like I said, I was just going to try and check in with everyone. We're going to be on the property, they said full-time June 1st instead of May 1st, but we're going to be back and forth doing some projects right now, getting some stuff kind of tied up, getting some loose ends tied up, like I said, and just working on a couple projects. So, but yeah, so just check it in, guys. Welding Project 101. I don't do tutorials because this is beginner welding at its best. I don't think you guys want to learn. Well, I guess I could help with some tips. Once I get this down, it looks a little prettier than that. I mean, that one's not horrible. Definitely ain't rolling dimes on there. I mean, I get decent penetration on the metal. I think that's what matters. I bought the welder for mainly for projects around the rural property. So the idea was to, for fence posts, or building some sort of structure or something, to stand of some form, or wherever it may be. I just wanted to have welding in my back pocket so I could actually utilize it. I'm not looking to go into work welding, or I wouldn't charge him for the amount of grinding I would do. I have to charge him by the hour. It'd be a multi-million-dollar project. But yeah, I'm not looking to make welding any sort of a livelihood of mine. I just want to be able to utilize welding the best I can to make it useful around the rural property, so our future home. So yeah, so I got let's see, 3, 6, 9 more to do. So I got 3 more of these to build. 3 9.5-inch bar stock, I guess you call this, and this is flat bar, or tube stock and flat bar. So I got 3 more of these to build. You see them right here. Just got to grind them out, or start to get the flat disc and clean them up and get them prepped. I do know plumbing pretty well, so from plumbing I was really good as far as getting my surface area prepared really well to make sure soldering works really well. Uncle of mine owned a plumbing business back in the day, so I learned that trade back when I was a teenager. So it paid off. I've never had to hire a plumber in all my life, so been helpful. But yeah, so I know to prep things real well, try and clean it the best I can. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to make 3 more of these tonight, and then I'll do a video on the trailer in the daylight. And once I have a successful container haul of my own, and maybe get a couple containers either sold or containers relocated when I'm up in the northern Arizona area in the next couple weeks, or June 1st moving on as far as full-time. Like I said, I'll do a video on that and kind of give an idea. I mean, I think there's plenty to go around for everyone. I'm looking for a side hustle, something I can do to make a couple bucks, and not have to go toe the line and work for someone else and make a bunch of money for them and get a little small pittance for myself. So always looking for different ideas. Like I mentioned in other videos, our homestead's not going to be a profit center. Our homestead is somewhere that, our off-grid property is going to be somewhere that we want to live and just chill out and get away from the hustle and bustle, and just enjoy slowing things down a bit and working on our own terms, and finding a side hustle, from welding stuff up to moving containers to whatever it may be. You got to find something that can make a couple bucks here and there for those rainy days. I stopped chasing the money, but you still need a little bit here and there to make things work right. So anyhow, thanks for tuning in, guys. I will keep you posted. We got a ton of work coming up, man. June is going to be insane. July, the monsoons come back around. I want to try and beat that with a few projects I have going as far as drying some things in. Our chicken coop, the tiny house, put the deck on that. Maybe have 2 40-foot shipping containers on the property to kind of lay out our potential warehouse garage situation. So I got a ton of just major projects coming on. Once we're out there, we'll do some time-lapse stuff. Once again, like I said, I'm not going to do tutorial stuff, so for people looking for that this channel's not going to probably ever offer that. If it does, it'll be real small projects once our workshop's done. I like working on Jeeps, motorcycles. I like doing, little household type stuff. But we'll do some time-lapse stuff and explain why we did things and maybe get some ideas going, but it probably won't be like a step-by-step tutorial. It's just not how I film. I'm a shoot from the hip. I'm a talker, man, so I can tell you what I'm doing, why I'm doing, and going through it all, but when I'm working, I like to just get down to the work. I don't like to stop and film and edit. That's not really what I'm looking for with this channel. So anyway, hopefully I can inspire people for some ideas. I do take your guys' ideas in consideration. I'm always watching half your guys' channels. I know who you are because I was watching your channels before I started mine. So always good for the ideas, always good to bounce things off people or see what other people are doing to kind of confirm maybe the thoughts you have or maybe give you a different version. So, but thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll touch base soon.